The movie begins. We see a vast ocean where two clownfish are introduced. The male clownfish, named Marlin, lives with his wife in their home. They also have tiny eggs. They had just started their new life here. Marlin tells his wife that he wants to name the children Junior Marlin, but his wife says no, she will name one of them Nemo. They both loved their life, but this happiness doesn't last long. One day a huge fish comes near their home. Marlin, in a panic, tells his wife to go inside, but she, being a mother, rushes toward the eggs in fear. As soon as she does, the big fish chases her. When Marlin opens his eyes, he sees that neither his wife nor the eggs are there anymore. He is left with nothing. He becomes deeply sad. As he swims a little further from his home, he finds one egg lying on the ground. He picks it up and decides right then to protect it. Further along, we see that Nemo has grown up and is now teasing his dad. Nemo was a bit special. One of his fins was slightly smaller. Marlin, worried, hears Nemo excitedly say that it's his first day at school. But Marlin is extremely anxious because he's afraid of losing Nemo, as he's the only one left in his life. Seeing Nemo's excitement, Marlin reluctantly takes him to school, where he meets other parents. Everyone assumes that since Marlin is a clownfish, he must tell a lot of jokes. But Marlin's life is so serious, and today he's especially worried because it's Nemo's first day at school. Meanwhile, the teacher arrives and takes all the little fish with him. Marlin tells the teacher to keep an eye on Nemo and make sure he rests because of his smaller fin. The teacher takes all the little fish and swims away. Seeing them go far, Marlin gets very anxious and immediately starts swimming after them. Nemo's teacher takes the group of little fish to a distant reef, where some mischievous fish start causing trouble. They wander off from the teacher, and when Nemo sees this, he follows them. The group of little fish spots a boat in the distance with a chain hanging from it. They make a plan to see who can touch the chain first. Meanwhile, they tease Nemo because of his small fin. At that moment, Marlin arrives and scolds Nemo in front of everyone for going so far and straying from the teacher. Nemo feels humiliated in front of his friends. The teacher arrives too, but by then Nemo has swum toward the boat. Before Marlin can stop him, it's too late. A diver appears, captures Nemo and takes him away. Marlin swims as fast as he can to reach Nemo, but a storm begins and he's left far behind. Suddenly, Marlin meets another fish named Dory. He asks Dory if she's seen a boat. She says yes, she has, and they both start swimming in the direction of the boat. They haven't gone far when Dory starts acting strangely, swimming in circles as if hiding from Marlin. Marlin is confused and Dory suddenly accuses him of following her. Marlin is puzzled and it becomes clear that Dory has a habit of forgetting things. Marlin explains that he needs help to find Nemo, and Dory promises to help him. Just then a huge shark appears. Both Marlin and Dory are terrified when they see the shark, but the shark explains that it doesn't eat fish. Dory tells the shark they're looking for a boat. The shark promises not to eat them and instead invites them to come along as it might be able to help. Hesitantly, they follow the shark and soon they meet two more sharks. These three sharks seem very friendly and explain that they've completely stopped eating small fish. Marlin is still very scared, but Dory is quite relaxed. Suddenly they notice a mask. It's the same mask worn by the scuba diver who took Nemo. Marlin swims toward the mask and tells Dory to read what's written on it. While they're playing with the mask, Marlin gets hurt. As soon as a little blood comes out, the sharks seem to remember their instinct to eat small fish. Marlin and Dory barely escape from the sharks. The scene shifts to Nemo, who is now inside an aquarium in an office. This office belongs to a dentist, and the aquarium contains other kinds of fish. Nemo tells the other fish how he came from the ocean, while the others came from different shops. The other fish find Nemo very different, especially because of his small fin. They explain to Nemo that a relative of the dentist is coming, and the dentist plans to give Nemo to her. Hearing this, Nemo gets very worried and panics, causing him to get stuck in a pipe. The other fish try to help him get out, but a black fish stops them, saying Nemo must help himself. After much effort, Nemo manages to free himself. We return to Marlin and Dory, who are now unconscious. Suddenly, Dory wakes up and, as expected, has forgotten everything again. Marlin explains once more where they are and why they're there. They escape from that place and end up in a dark area. In the darkness they can't find the mask, but suddenly they see a light in the distance. When they swim toward it, they realize it's not a light but a terrifying fish. Marlin gets a brilliant idea. He'll lure the fish to chase him, and when it gets near the mask, Dory can read the address on it. It happens exactly as planned, and Dory memorizes the address perfectly. The address belongs to the dentist's office in Sydney. Meanwhile, back at the tank, the other fish want to include Nemo in their group, but he must complete a task. The blackfish explains that for a long time, they've been trying to escape the tank. They have a plan. Since Nemo is small, he can enter the filter tank and jam a stone inside it. This will cause the filter to break, making the tank so dirty that the dentist will take the fish out to clean it, giving them a chance to escape. Meanwhile, Marlin and Dory continue their journey. The ocean is vast and Marlin is frustrated about how they'll find their way. Dory keeps forgetting things, which angers Marlin. A large group of fish passing by notices this and thinks Marlin is mistreating Dory. They approach and explain that there's no mistreatment. They're just trying to find their way to Sydney. The group gives them the address and tells them they'll see 2 mountains ahead. They must not go over the mountains but through the middle. By the time Dory reaches Marlin, she has forgotten this advice. They swim and reach the 2 mountains. Dory feels they should go through the middle, but Marlin thinks the path between the mountains looks too scary and insists on going over them. Dory tries to convince him, but Marlin doesn't listen and they go over the mountains. There, Dory spots a small jellyfish. Marlin warns her not to go near it, but soon many jellyfish appear. Marlin escapes and urges Dory to get out quickly. Marlin makes it out, but Dory gets trapped among the jellyfish. When Marlin looks back, he sees Dory surrounded. He goes back and with great difficulty rescues her. Back at the tank, it's time for Nemo to show his bravery. Following the other fish's plan, he enters the filter tank with a small stone and jams it into the fan. He tries to get out, but the stone comes loose due to the pressure, making it hard for Nemo to escape. The other fish send a plant into the filter to help him. With their help, Nemo escapes, but the fish decide not to try this plan again and won't send Nemo back into the filter. Meanwhile, Marlin wakes up and finds himself on the back of a sea turtle. The turtle tells others how Marlin bravely faced the jellyfish and saved both himself and Dory. The turtles group, including many baby turtles, starts seeing Marlin as a hero. Seeing the baby turtles reminds Marlin of Nemo. He goes to Dory, who is playing with small fish, and asks the sea turtle for help to get to Sydney. The turtle tells them about a water current that will take them directly to Sydney. They say goodbye to the turtle. Marlin's story has spread across the ocean, reaching a seagull who is a good friend of the fish in the dentist's aquarium. The seagull immediately goes to the aquarium and asks to speak to Nemo. He tells Nemo how his dad is crossing the ocean to find him. Nemo is shocked, saying his dad is too scared to leave home. The seagull confirms it's Marlin, a clownfish. Nemo is thrilled and excited to hear his father fought sharks and jellyfish. Marlin and Dory reach the current and cover a great distance. When they exit the current, they're lost again. Marlin asks Dory how they'll find the way. Dory suggests asking for help, but Marlin warns that not everyone is a friend, and some might harm or eat them. Dory starts making strange noises, and when Marlin asks what she's doing, she explains she knows whale language and is calling a whale for directions. Inspired by his father's bravery, Nemo tries the filter plan again and successfully jams the filter, making the tank very dirty. The fish wait for the dentist to take them out to clean it. Meanwhile, a huge whale approaches Marlin and Dory, swallowing them. Marlin is furious, saying he didn't come this far to become food. Dory tells him not to give up and suggests swimming deeper inside the whale. Marlin thinks she's crazy, saying they'll die if they go deeper. The water level inside the whale drops and it seems the whale is about Buster. Dory insists they trust the whale. Suddenly, a burst of pressure shoots them out of the whale's blowhole. They look around and see boats everywhere with Sydney written on them. They've reached Sydney. Back at the aquarium, the tank is clean again and a new filter has been installed. The dentist takes Nemo out to give him to his relative. Meanwhile, Marlin and Dory still haven't found the boat that took Nemo. A bird grabs them in its beak, but they annoy it so much it doesn't swallow them. The seagull, the fish's friend, recognizes Marlin and confirms it's him by mentioning Nemo's small fin. The seagull promises to take them to Nemo. At the dentist's office, Nemo pretends to be dead to be flushed away. The dentist is about to flush him when the seagull arrives, causing a commotion. The black fish from the tank throws Nemo into the sink, knowing it leads to the ocean, and the dentist puts her back in the tank. Marlin and Dory are released back into the ocean. Marlin believes Nemo is dead and becomes deeply depressed. He tells Dory he wants to be alone and swims off. Dory, upset and crying, doesn't want to be alone. Nemo, now in the ocean, calls out for his dad and sees a blue fish crying. It's Dory who says she feels like she's looking for someone but can't remember who. Nemo says he's looking for his dad and they decide to search together. Suddenly, Dory remembers everything and hugs Nemo, promising to find his dad. They meet a crab and Dory asks if it's seen a clownfish. The crab refuses to help, so Dory lifts it out of the water where birds are ready to eat it. The crab quickly agrees to help and points them toward Marlin. They find Marlin swimming alone among many fish. Nemo calls out and Marlin hears his son's voice. They reunite, but their troubles aren't over. Divers have set nets to catch fish and one net traps Dory and others. Nemo outside the net asks how he can save them. Marlin, afraid of losing him again, hesitates, but Nemo insists he trusts him. Nemo swims into the net and tells the fish to swim downward. They follow his lead, creating enough pressure to break the net, freeing everyone including Dory. Marlin sees Nemo trapped under the net but finds him safe and conscious. Marlin gains confidence that Nemo, despite his small fin, can overcome any challenge. Nemo returns to school and Marlin is in a great mood, finally acting like the cheerful clownfish he should be. In the end, we see that all the fish from the dentist's aquarium have reached the ocean and are free. With that, the movie ends.